Life Strategy. You Can Cheat Yourself to Success. Written and published by the Zillionpro. Chapter 1. The game of life is rigged, so rig the game. If life is a game, understand that some people are born playing it with cheat codes. The rest of us must learn how to write our own, the illusion of fairness. From childhood, we're taught that life is fair. We're told to work hard, obey the rules, be polite, stay in line, and one day, we'll be rewarded. But if you've been alive long enough, you've seen something that shakes that belief: lazy people getting rich, unqualified people getting promoted, mediocre individuals gaining fame, while highly intelligent, honest, and hard-working people get ignored. Why? Because life is not a meritocracy. It's not a moral courtroom. Life is a strategy game, and those who win are usually those who figure out how to bend the rules without breaking them. The truth is hard. The game of life is rigged. But here's the liberating secret: you can rig it in your favor too. Life is a strategy game, not a fairy tale. Success doesn't always go to the smartest, strongest, or kindest. It goes to the most strategic. Consider how the most influential people operate. They control perception. They build leverage. They own assets, tangible or intangible, that others depend on. They understand that playing the game is more powerful than playing fair. The world rewards results, not effort. This is not to say ethics don't matter, they do. But ethics without strategy is idealism. Strategy without ethics is manipulation. Combine both, and you become unstoppable. Rigging the game ethically. When we talk about cheating yourself to success, we're not advocating lies, theft, or deception. We're talking about mental upgrades and strategic pivots, psychological shortcuts and behavioral systems that bend reality in your favor. Here's how you begin to rig the game of life for your success. 1. Stop playing by outdated rules. School, tradition, and society often teach you to wait your turn. Seek permission. Avoid failure. Stick to one path. Successful people do the opposite. They create their own opportunities. Act without waiting for approval. Use failure as feedback. Pivot when needed. Your first cheat code is permission withdrawal. Stop waiting for life to allow you in. Walk in. You're already allowed to. Choose the right game to play. Many people are failing simply because they are in the wrong game, working hard in a system that will never reward them. You may be in a job that caps your potential, industry that undervalues your talents, culture that discourages innovation. The best way to win is to change the arena. You don't beat a rigged system by playing better, you beat it by moving to a system you can influence. Shift to spaces where your value is seen and rewarded. 3. Control the narrative. People don't see the truth, they see stories. The most successful people master narrative control. They tell compelling origin stories, highlight selective wins, brand themselves with intention. Your public story is a tool. Frame yourself as the authority, the leader, the innovator, even before the world sees it. Eventually, perception becomes reality. Why playing fair is the slow path. Fairness is not always rewarded. In fact, it can be exploited. If you're the one who always follows the rules blindly, chances are you're being used by someone who doesn't. Consider the employee who sacrifices everything for the company but gets laid off during budget cuts. The entrepreneur who builds great products but doesn't know how to market them. The good person who stays silent while unethical people dominate. In today's world, good intentions without strategic execution equal irrelevance. That's the brutal but freeing truth. Winners know the system, then work around it. To rig the game of life, learn how power works. Understand human psychology. Master emotional control. Build leverage through assets, skills, or networks. And most importantly, act decisively with imperfect tools. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be precise. Reframe your definition of cheating. Let's redefine the word cheating in the context of life strategy. Cheating equals leveraging psychological advantage. Cheating equals using smarter systems to do more with less. Cheating equals skipping unnecessary suffering by thinking differently. This is not deception, it's design. You're not breaking the game. You're learning to master it by understanding what really drives results. Your first assignment: spot the cheats. Before you can create your own life hacks, start identifying the ones already around you. Ask, who in your life has rigged their circumstances to benefit them? Who seems to win without doing more? Who has mastered perception, relationships, or systems to stay ahead? Study them. Learn from them. Then go write your own strategy. Closing thought. You are not powerless, you are just under-strategized. If you feel stuck, it's not because you lack potential. It's because you've been playing by rules that weren't designed for your success. The good news? You can change the game. You can cheat yourself to success, ethically, intentionally, and strategically. The winners you admire didn't wait to be discovered. They discovered the game, rewrote the rules, and played to win. So can you. Chapter 2. Know the rules before you break them. You can't break rules you don't understand. And you can't win a game if you don't know what game you're playing. The most dangerous game is the one you don't know you're in. Most people live inside invisible systems, social norms, power hierarchies, belief structures, and economic patterns, without ever realizing they exist. They play by rules that were handed down without question. But here's the truth: you can't change the game until you decode the system. Before you cheat your way to success, you must understand exactly what you're cheating, and why. Unseen rules shape everything: who gets ahead, who gets ignored, who is trusted, who is feared, who gets rewarded, and why. This chapter is about uncovering those invisible rules, and using them as levers. Rule number 1. Value is subjective, not objective. You were probably taught that if you work hard and do good work, you'll be rewarded. But in reality, people don't reward effort. They reward perceived value. Being valuable isn't enough. People must believe you're valuable. A high school dropout who builds a strong brand can earn more than a PhD who hides behind credentials. A mediocre product with excellent marketing will outsell a great product that no one knows about. Life doesn't reward what you are, it rewards what people see you as. Strategic application. Learn to communicate your value louder than you try to prove it. Rule number 2. Success is a social system, not a solo act. You've heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's only partially true. The real truth: it's not who you know, it's who feels obligated to help you win. In power dynamics, social capital is often more potent than skill or knowledge. Unspoken social rules: people support those who validate their ego. Favors are traded more than talents. Trust beats competence. Positioning is more powerful than pleading. Strategic application. Build strategic alliances, not shallow connections. Learn how to make people see mutual benefit in supporting you. Rule number 3. Every system protects itself. Every institution, workplace, or group has a hidden rule: self-preservation above all else. This means, you will be punished if your talent threatens the ego of your boss. Your breakthrough ideas may be rejected if they challenge existing power. The truth won't always win. Alignment with power often does. If you try to win by only doing what's right, you may lose. Because systems don't reward truth, they reward those who protect or enhance the system. Strategic application. Learn when to speak truth and when to play chess. Don't just be right, be effective. Rule number 4. Perception is reality until reality overpowers it. People respond to how things look more than how they are. The best dressed person is assumed to be the leader. The confident speaker is assumed to be intelligent. The person with more followers is assumed to be more credible. This rule governs politics, business, and everyday life. People outsource their thinking to appearances. Strategic application. Engineer your presence. Dress with intent. Speak with power. Design your social proof. Let the world see what you want them to believe. Rule number 5. Attention is the currency of power. In the digital age, attention is more valuable than money. If you can control attention, you can sell. You can influence. You can mobilize. You can monetize. The algorithm favors the loud, the polarizing, and the strategic, not the deserving. Strategic application. Become attention worthy. That doesn't mean be loud. It means be specific, bold, and useful. Rule number 6. People don't want the truth. They want comfort. This is one of the hardest rules to learn. Most people say they want honesty, but they reward flattery. They follow certainty, not nuance. They prefer confidence over competence. So if you walk into rooms always telling raw truths without tact, you may be right, and still be ignored, rejected, or disliked. Strategic application. Package truth inside palatable stories. Learn to say what people need to hear in the way they want to hear it. Rule number 7. Results win. Excuses don't. You may have great reasons for why you haven't succeeded yet. Most people do. But the world doesn't pay you for potential, it pays for results. People don't care why your business failed, why you didn't get the promotion, why you're not where you want to be. They care whether you're useful, efficient, and effective now. Strategic application. Be obsessed with outcomes, not just effort. Build results others can't ignore. Breaking the rules. Once you understand them, once you know how the system works, you can bend it strategically, create your own authority by controlling perception. Leapfrog hierarchies by aligning with power players. Design your life so that value flows to you without you chasing it. Use positioning, not pleading. Use systems, not sacrifice. You don't need to break the law, you need to break the limits of your thinking. Street smart versus book smart. Book smart people know what should work. Street smart people know what does work. Book smart follows theory. Street smart creates leverage. To cheat yourself to success, you need both. But if you can only choose one, choose the one that gives you real world advantage. Closing thought. Learn the rules. Then play above them. Before you rebel against the system, master it. Before you disrupt the rules, decode them. Understanding power, psychology, and perception is the foundation of all strategic success. If you don't know how the game works, you'll always be a pawn. But once you know, you can start acting like the player who designs the board. Chapter 3. Shortcut thinking, the art of leverage success. Don't just work harder. Work smarter. Then leverage what works until you never have to work the same way again, the illusion of the long road. Society often sells us the long route to success. Get a degree, work 40 years, retire. Climb the corporate ladder slowly. Save little by little and hope it grows. Build your reputation over decades. But here's what winners understand. Success is not about time, it's about leverage. The fastest way up is not always a straight line. The smartest move isn't always the most obvious. Sometimes, the best strategy isn't to run harder, it's to find a way to teleport. This is the essence of shortcut thinking, the ability to bypass the noise, collapse timelines, and get to results faster by leveraging smarter strategies, tools, and people. What is shortcut thinking? Shortcut thinking is the deliberate act of skipping unnecessary steps, avoiding needless suffering, using the effort of others to multiply your own outcomes, finding the few key actions that drive the majority of your results. It is not laziness. It is intelligent selectivity. It's about asking, what's the 20% that gives me 80% of the results? How do I replicate success faster without reinventing the wheel? The shortcut mindset. People with shortcut thinking habits believe. 1. Time is a tool, not a test of virtue. You don't earn credibility by suffering longer. You earn it by producing results smarter. 2. There's always someone who has already figured it out. Find them. Learn from them. Model them. 3. The system rewards speed and leverage, not just grit. Grit is good, but not if it keeps you stuck digging in the wrong direction. Mental models for shortcut thinking. Here are powerful mental models used by shortcut thinkers to win faster. 1. The 80-20 rule. Pareto principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. Shortcut move. Identify and double down on your top performing actions, relationships, or offers. Ruthlessly eliminate the rest. 2. The law of modeling. Success leaves clues. Others have already failed and succeeded. You don't need to start from scratch. Shortcut move. Find someone doing what you want to do 10x better and reverse engineer their playbook. Invest in mentorship, courses, or systems if necessary. 3. The law of leverage. Leverage is using less of your effort to produce more of your outcome. Types of leverage: people, delegation, partnerships, outsourcing, systems, automation, software, templates. Capital: money working for you. Content: videos, books, or media that scale your ideas infinitely. Shortcut move. Ask, how can I build a system once that works 100 times without me? 4. MVP thinking. Minimum viable product. You don't need a perfect version to start. You just need a working version that gives you feedback. Shortcut move. Stop overbuilding. Launch faster. Learn faster. Improve faster. 5. Outcome over activity. Busy doesn't mean effective. Hardworking doesn't mean impactful. Shortcut move. Obsess over outcomes. Track what's actually moving the needle. Cut what's not. Shortcut thinking in business. Instead of building a product from scratch, buy a license or white label. Instead of doing all the marketing yourself, use influencers or affiliates. Instead of growing slowly, partner with someone who already has your audience. Ask, who already has what I need, and how do I offer them value to access it? Shortcut thinking in career. Instead of applying to 100 jobs, network with 10 people in positions of influence. Instead of waiting for a promotion, position yourself for outside offers to increase your value. Instead of learning everything, become world class at one rare skill that makes you irreplaceable. Shortcut thinking in personal growth. Instead of reading 50 books, master 5 that deeply impact your life. Instead of 10 years of trial and error, find a coach, mentor, or community. Instead of multitasking, focus deeply on one breakthrough area at a time. Common objections that keep people slow. 1. That's cheating. No. It's called strategy. You're not skipping ethics, you're skipping unnecessary delays. 2. That seems too easy. Simple doesn't mean easy. Shortcut thinking often requires deeper thinking and bold execution. 3. I should figure it out myself. Why? Pride is expensive. Progress is profitable. The role of speed in modern success. In the digital era, speed is a competitive advantage. Attention spans are short. Markets change fast. Opportunities disappear quickly. Shortcut thinkers know how to act swiftly, learn instantly, and adapt quickly. They don't just execute, they accelerate. Shortcut execution. How to start. Step 1. Identify the bottleneck. Where are you stuck? What's draining your time with little result? Step 2. Find the fastest proven solution. Look for someone who's already solved it. A tool that automates it. A strategy that shortcuts it. Step 3. Eliminate perfectionism. Done is better than perfect. Speed creates clarity. Step 4. Reinforce what works. Once something produces results, systematize it, scale it, or delegate it. The shortcut thinker's creed. I don't owe the world struggle. I owe myself freedom. I don't worship hard work for its own sake. I worship effectiveness. I choose to rise, not crawl. I cheat time by using my mind. Closing thought. Shortcut thinking is the new superpower. Shortcut thinkers are not reckless. They are intentional. They know where they're going, and they get there faster than the rest because they understand one truth. The shortest path to success is not always straight, but it is always strategic. Don't wait 10 years for what can be done in 2. Don't run in circles when you can take a leap. Cheat the system. No. Outthink the system. Chapter 4. Self-deception for self-elevation. How to lie your way into greatness. Sometimes, to become the person you want to be, you have to convince yourself you already are. Most people are stuck not because they don't have the ability, but because they don't believe they do. They say, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready yet, I'm just being realistic, and they wear this realism like a badge of honor. But here's the truth. Realism is often a socially accepted form of self-limitation. The mind will only go where the self-image allows it. If you want to elevate your life, you must first elevate your self-perception, even if it requires a little self-deception. What is self-deception for self-elevation? This is not about lying to others. This is about hacking your identity. It's the art of convincing yourself of a greater truth before the evidence arrives. It's seeing yourself as a millionaire while you're still broke. It's speaking like a leader while you're still unknown. It's acting with confidence even when doubt is screaming inside. This kind of self-deception is not delusion, it is creative belief in motion. The science behind self-deception. The human brain is a story-driven machine. Whatever you tell it consistently becomes its reality blueprint. If you keep saying, "I'm not good at business," your brain stops looking for opportunities. "I'm terrible with money," your brain builds failure loops around finance. "I'm just not that kind of person," your brain shuts the door on growth. But when you feed your brain intentional lies that elevate, the mind responds by activating confidence, changing body language, upgrading decision making, attracting aligned actions and people. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined future and current reality. And you can use this to your advantage. Historical examples of elevated self-deception. Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest," before the world believed it, before even he had the belt. But he kept saying it until the world caught up. Walt Disney envisioned a magical empire while going bankrupt. His vision wasn't backed by money, it was backed by belief. Oprah Winfrey spoke about rising to greatness while battling personal trauma and systemic rejection. She believed beyond what her environment reflected. They weren't lying to others, they were lying to limits. Self-deception versus delusion. Let's draw the line. Self-deception for growth is backed by action, vision-driven, future-oriented, builds confidence, inspires learning. Self-delusion and denial, on the other hand, is ego-driven, avoids action, fantasy-locked, breeds escapism, avoids reality checks. This chapter is about the first column, using your mind as a launch pad, not a prison. Techniques to use self-deception for elevation. 1. Identity reinvention ritual. Every morning, choose the identity you want to embody. Write it, say it, dress like it, act like it. Say, "I am a successful CEO building $1 million brand," even if you're still using a borrowed laptop. Your subconscious will begin aligning your actions with that identity too. Affirmations that offend your limitations. Use statements that feel uncomfortable, because growth lives outside your comfort. Examples: I am a magnet for massive wealth. I influence powerfully in every room I enter. I always figure things out. I am unstoppable. Say them with conviction, not apology. You're rewriting your inner script. 3. Act as if. This is behavioral self-deception. Want to be respected? Speak like a person who demands respect. Want to be trusted? Behave like a person of integrity and clarity. Want to be rich? Manage the little money you have like a steward of wealth. The body doesn't wait for the brain, it trains it. Action precedes identity. 4. Visualize with extreme detail. Your mind can't distinguish between real and vividly imagined. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily seeing yourself, closing that deal, walking that stage, living that elevated life. Feel it. Smell it. Hear it. Your emotions will rewire your expectations. 5. Create a new inner circle of one. Talk to yourself like your best coach. Say, "You got this. You're built for more. You are not average." You become your own mental architect. Every champion has an inner voice. Make sure yours speaks victory. The dangers of not using self-deception. If you don't shape your identity, the world will do it for you. And the world often assigns labels that shrink, not expand. Too young, too old, too different, too ambitious. Left unchecked, your mind will believe these. Self-deception for elevation is your rebellion against mental mediocrity. Real life application. Career. Start calling yourself the next level version. I'm a thought leader in my space. Watch how you start acting, writing, speaking, and branding differently. Business. Believe you run a powerful brand before the revenue proves it. You'll attract better partnerships, pricing, and confidence. Fitness. Stop saying I hate the gym, say, I'm becoming an athlete. You'll start moving differently, eating differently, and enjoying progress. The principle of future first. You don't live into the truth, you lie into it until it becomes real. Don't wait for life to validate your new identity. Decide who you are now. Then let your life catch up. The self-elevation mantra. I am not my past. I am not my fears. I am who I decide to be. I lie to my limits. I lie to my doubts. I lie to my small self, so that the greater me can wake up. Closing thought. You can lie to stay stuck. Or lie to rise. You can tell yourself, this is too hard, I'm not enough, I'm not ready. Or you can tell yourself, I'm powerful. I'm chosen. I'm already on the path, and one of those lies will become your life. Choose the lie that elevates. Because sometimes, the greatest truth is born from a bold imagination. Chapter 5. Fake it, frame it, win it, the psychology of perception and positional advantage. People don't see you as you are. They see you as you present yourself. In today's world, perception is reality. It's not always the best product that sells. Not the smartest person that gets hired. Not the most skilled entrepreneur that raises funds. It's the person who appears most ready, confident, capable, even if it's just framed well. The battlefield of success is often won in the mind of others, before the real game even begins. So how do you win this invisible war? You learn the art of faking it, framing it, and ultimately, winning it. 1. Fake it. The art of becoming before you are. Let's start by clearing the air. Faking it isn't about being fraudulent. It's about strategic self-positioning. When you fake it properly, you're not pretending to be something you're not, you're rehearsing who you're becoming. Examples of positive faking. Dress for the role you want, not the one you have. Speak in the language of success, not the vocabulary of limitation. Show up with CEO energy, even when you're just starting your brand. People treat you based on the energy you project, not the resume you carry. The identity loop, how faking becomes real. 1. Fake, you behave like your future self. 2. Feel, your nervous system starts aligning. 3. Function, you take better actions. 4. Feedback, the world starts responding. 5. Fact, you become the thing you once faked. This is how actors become icons, how beginners become experts, and how dreamers become leaders too. Frame it, how to control the narrative. If faking is internal, then framing is external. Framing is the art of shaping how others interpret you, your brand, or your message. People don't respond to truth, they respond to presentation. Think about this, is it an ordinary worker, or a solution specialist? Is it freelancer, or strategic consultant? Is it small business, or disruptive emerging brand? The story you attach to yourself frames the way people perceive your value. Perception becomes position. The framing formula. The acronym, PASE. 1. Position. Start with how you want to be seen. Are you a leader, innovator, problem solver? 2. Appearance. Align your look, voice, tone, and digital presence with that position. 3. Story. Frame your past as a narrative that supports your future. I started with nothing and learned how to create something. Now I teach others to do the same. 4. Energy. The unspoken frequency you emit. Confidence, calmness, control. They can't be faked for long. But they can be cultivated. People follow clarity. Frame yourself clearly, and they will follow your lead. The power of first impressions. Studies show people form opinions within the first 7 seconds of meeting you. And those impressions are hard to reverse. So whether it's a job interview, investor pitch, or social media profile, show up sharp. Use confident posture and language. Speak with certainty, not apology. Control your facial expressions, tone, and tempo. The first version of you people meet is the one they usually remember. 3. Win it. Turning perception into tangible power. Once you've faked the internal and framed the external, you're now positioned to win. Winning in life often isn't about beating others, it's about positioning yourself where opportunity flows toward you. Here's how to convert perception into power. 1. Leverage social proof. Show testimonials, even early ones. Share results, even small wins. Highlight affiliations, clients, partnerships, platforms you've engaged with. People don't believe in potential, they believe in evidence too. Create signature language. People follow brands and individuals who say things differently. Think different. Apple. Just do it. Nike. 10x. Grant Cardone. Build in public. Startup culture. Develop phrases, hashtags, or slogans that make your identity memorable. 3. Be consistent across platforms. From your outfit to your Instagram bio, from your handshake to your headlines, consistency creates credibility. People trust what they can predict. When your message and behavior align everywhere, you become trustworthy, even before results arrive. 4. Practice power habits. Success isn't about big actions, it's about consistent moves in the right direction. Speak success before it's confirmed. Dress excellence before it's paid for. Walk with vision before it's visible. Each habit affirms your new identity and reinforces the narrative others receive. The big truth, you're always framing. Whether you do it intentionally or not, you are always framing how you answer the phone, how you walk into a room, how your emails are written, how your brand looks online. So you might as well do it strategically. The fake, frame, win morning practice. Spend 10 minutes each day doing this. 1. Fake it mindset. Say one affirmation of your future self aloud. I am a powerful brand builder attracting abundance daily. 2. Frame it presentation. Check one aspect of your presentation, your clothing, tone, LinkedIn bio, etc. Make sure it aligns with your image. 3. Win it action. Take one action that reinforces your framed identity. Post online, send an email, make a pitch, learn something elite. Repetition creates recognition. Recognition creates respect. And respect creates opportunity. Your strategic declaration. I am not waiting for proof. I am the proof in motion. I present success. I radiate excellence. I fake nothing. I frame everything. I rise. I act. I win. Closing thought. In life, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you project. So project your greatness. Frame your value. Walk in the identity of the future you, and do it unapologetically. Because when you fake it with integrity, frame it with wisdom, and act with boldness, you don't just survive the game, you dominate it. Chapter 6. Emotional control is the ultimate cheat code. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Lao Tzu. In the game of life, there are many traits that help people succeed: intelligence, talent, hard work, connections. But there's one secret edge that separates the elite from the average, and that's emotional control. Your ability to control your emotions in high-stress moments is the ultimate cheat code to winning big, navigating conflict, and building unstoppable momentum. The world may applaud intelligence, but it bows to those who stay composed when others panic. The battlefield of emotion. Every day, you are faced with moments that test your emotional stability: a rude client, a missed opportunity, an unexpected rejection, a betrayal, a wave of self-doubt. What you do in the 10 seconds after that emotional trigger determines whether you stay stuck or move forward. Emotional control isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about channeling them strategically. The difference between winners and losers. Losers react. Winners respond. Reacting is impulsive. Responding is intentional. Anyone can react. But when you respond with clarity, restraint, and strategy, you change the outcome, and ultimately, the trajectory of your life. Emotional intelligence versus emotional discipline. Let's clear this up. Emotional intelligence is the awareness of your emotions and those of others. Emotional discipline is the ability to act wisely despite how you feel. Discipline beats intelligence. You can know all the right things, but if you lose control in the heat of the moment, you forfeit your advantage. Success isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do despite how you feel. The 5 emotional landmines that sabotage success. Let's identify the most dangerous emotional patterns that keep people from winning. 1. Impatience. You quit too early. You want results now. But success compounds, not explodes. Cheat code: detach from the timeline. Attach to the process. 2. Insecurity. You compare, you doubt, you shrink yourself. You let others define your worth. Cheat code: I define me. I validate me. 3. Anger. You burn bridges. You attack instead of assess. You get loud when you should listen. Cheat code: silence is strength. Stillness is power. 4. Fear. You don't take the shot. You hide behind logic. You mask hesitation as caution. Cheat code: fear is just excitement without breathing. 5. Shame. You carry the past like a badge. You sabotage your future to stay comfortable in failure. Cheat code: I owe no one my past. I owe myself my potential. The pause principle: how to win in the moment. In every high emotion situation, there's a tiny window of power, the moment between trigger and response. That window is where champions are made. Train yourself to 1. Pause. 2. Breathe. 3. Assess. 4. Act with intent. The ability to pause buys you clarity. Clarity gives you control. And control gives you the edge. Emotional alchemy: turning pressure into power. Alchemists turned lead into gold. Modern achievers turn pain into purpose, anger into action, and doubt into determination. Every emotion can be converted into fuel, if you master the internal narrative. Example: rejection. I wasn't rejected. I was redirected. Criticism. They see something worth attacking. That's power. Failure. Not the end, just feedback. Emotional alchemy turned setbacks into setups for breakthrough. Practical habits for emotional mastery. Mastery isn't magic. It's built through small, repeatable practices. Here are daily habits that sharpen emotional control. 1. Morning frame. Before your day begins, anchor yourself, declare who you are. Set your emotional standard. Visualize challenges, and your composed response. Today, I remain unmoved. I lead with wisdom, not impulse. 2. Emotional journaling. Track moments where you lost control, and what triggered them. What was the root emotion? What could you have done better? What narrative will you choose next time? 3. Response rehearsal. Rehearse emotionally charged scenarios and pre-plan your calm response. Athletes train their bodies. Executives train their minds. Champions train their emotions. 4. Timeout protocol. When overwhelmed, leave the space. Hydrate. Breathe. Repeat. I am calm. I control the frame. Even 5 minutes of retreat can save 5 years of regret. Emotional control in business and life strategy. Here's how emotional control plays out in real success. In negotiation, he who loses composure, loses power. Remain calm. Ask questions. Let the other side over-explain and overplay. In branding, stay consistent when trolls attack. Your silence screams power louder than any clapback. In leadership, when storms come, people don't follow the loudest, they follow the most grounded. In relationships, don't let old wounds ruin new opportunities. Emotional regulation breeds emotional safety, the foundation of loyalty and growth. The code of emotional power. Here's your personal emotional control manifesto. I am not my impulses. I am not my anger. I am not my past. I am the author of my energy. I breathe before I battle. I respond. I don't react. I rule myself, and therefore, I rise. Closing thought. The world tells you to feel your feelings, and yes, you should. But if you want to win in this game of life strategy, you must do more than feel. You must learn to channel, convert, and control. Because while everyone else is wasting time being triggered, you're winning, silently, strategically, and with absolute composure. Emotional control is the cheat code. The question is, will you use it? Chapter 7. Time hacking and strategic laziness. Never mistake movement for achievement. Jim Rohn. We've been brainwashed. The world preaches that grinding harder, sleeping less, and doing more is the path to success. But here's the truth most won't tell you. Winners don't do more. They do less, better. Welcome to the world of strategic laziness and time hacking, where productivity isn't about how much you do, but how well you cheat time. This chapter will teach you how to work less but accomplish more. Outsmart your schedule. Eliminate 80% of the nonsense in your day. Use lazy energy to unlock laser focus. The productivity illusion. Let's be honest. Most people are addicted to the feeling of busyness, not the result of productivity. They answer emails that don't matter. They say yes to meetings that waste time. They multitask themselves into mediocrity. Busyness is not a badge of honor, it's a sign of poor strategy. Time hacking means choosing results over routines, outcomes over activity. Strategic laziness defined. Strategic laziness is not being lazy in ambition, it's being lazy in inefficiency. It's a cheat code that says, if this doesn't move me forward, I won't do it. If someone else can do it, I won't do it. If I can automate it, I don't touch it. The goal isn't to do everything, it's to do the right things, then rest like royalty. Smart people use their energy. Strategic people preserve it. The 80-20 rule of time and energy. The Pareto principle says, 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. That means 80% of your income comes from 20% of your clients, 80% of your stress comes from 20% of your tasks, 80% of your growth comes from 20% of your habits. Time hacking begins with asking, what are the few things that truly move the needle? What am I doing just to look productive? Then comes the cheat move, ruthlessly cut the 80% of fluff. Time is not money, focus is. Everyone has 24 hours. But not everyone has leverage. You don't need more time. You need more return per hour. One focused hour is worth more than 10 scattered ones. Here's the cheat. Create deep work blocks, uninterrupted, high-impact work. Use distraction-free zones, no phone, no pings, no nonsense. Apply mini sprints. 45 to 60 minutes of focused execution, then break. That's how you hack the clock. The art of saying no without guilt. Time hacking demands brutal honesty. You cannot be successful if you're accessible to everyone and everything. Saying yes to mediocrity means saying no to mastery. You need a no list, no pointless meetings. No vague favors. No emotional vampires. No urgency that isn't yours. Every no is a strategic yes to your bigger mission. The Lazy Genius Workflow. Let's build your Lazy Genius schedule, the one that helps you win without burnout. Step 1. Define your top 3 daily wins. Each day, ask, if I only got 3 things done today, what would make it a win? Focus only on those. Step 2. Automate the repetitive. Use templates, scripts, and systems. Auto-pay, auto-post, auto-respond. Lazy people don't repeat. They record and reuse. Step 3. Delegate the low value. Your time is too expensive to waste on $10 tasks. Hire help. Outsource. Trade skills. If it's not in your genius zone, it's a distraction. Step 4. Schedule recovery like a CEO. Block time to rest. Disconnect to refuel. Guard your peace like your password. Burnout is a choice. So is balance. Eliminate to elevate. Time hacking isn't just adding good habits, it's removing bad obligations. Start by eliminating toxic people, draining routines, obsessive news consumption, endless scrolling, constant notifications. Your brain is a Ferrari. Don't feed it low-grade fuel. Every digital distraction is an emotional tax. Cheat codes to master your day. Here are time hacks used by high performers. 1. The 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. 2. The Eisenhower box. Sort tasks by urgent and important. Do now. Important but not urgent. Schedule. Urgent but not important. Delegate. Neither. Delete. 3. The Sunday setup. Plan your week in advance. Block priorities. Predecide wins. 4. Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time given. So, give yourself less time. Work faster. 5. Time audit. For 1 week, track where every minute goes. You'll never waste time again. Success without stress. Strategic laziness isn't about avoiding work, it's about designing life around purpose. You can cheat the system by mastering time. You can win more by doing less. You can be productive without being punished. Hustle is for the desperate. Strategy is for the dominant. Closing thought, let the world burn busy, you stay brilliantly lazy. You weren't born to hustle yourself into an early grave. You were born to design, delegate, automate, elevate, and enjoy the ride. So cheat the old rules. Use laziness to your advantage. Hack time like a god. Because the real genius is not in effort, but in efficiency. The lazy lion doesn't run all day, but when it moves, everything pays attention. Be that lion. Chapter 8. Strategic relationships, using people without using them. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Just don't forget to steer the boat. Let's get brutally honest. Nobody rises alone. But most people make one of 2 mistakes. 1. They use others selfishly and get exposed to. They serve endlessly without reward. There's a third option, the smart one. Use people, without them ever feeling used. This chapter teaches the art of mutually beneficial manipulation, not exploitation, but elevation through emotional intelligence, strategic positioning, and social leverage. The myth of self-made success. There is no such thing as a self-made millionaire. Every empire, career, and movement rides on allies, mentors, gatekeepers, followers, even enemies. The question is never do I need people, it's how do I position myself so others want to help me win. The game is not who you know. The game is who feels smart, powerful, or important by knowing you. Give first, but give strategically. The key to using people without using them is this: lead with value, but with a plan. This isn't about being fake. It's about intelligent generosity. Ask yourself, what can I offer this person that improves their life or status? What problem can I solve for them with minimal cost to me? How can I position myself as useful, interesting, or memorable? Then give it, without asking for anything upfront. Why? Because value plants obligation. Humans are wired to reciprocate. Influence through emotional framing. You don't just want people to help you. You want them to feel good about helping you. This is emotional engineering. Here's how. Make them feel smart. Ask for advice, not help. Make them feel respected. Use status triggers, compliments, titles, acknowledgements. Make them feel seen. Reference something personal. People crave recognition. If people associate you with positive emotion, they'll work harder to stay in your world. Social hacking. Position before you pitch. Most people beg before they brand. Don't ask until you've positioned yourself as someone valuable. Use this 3-part positioning formula. 1. Presence. Be visible in their world, online, events, comments, content. 2. Proof. Showcase value indirectly, results, client stories, recommendations. 3. Polish. Look and sound like someone worth knowing. Then, and only then, make the ask. Strategic people are attractive before they're assertive. Build relational capital. Treat your network like a bank account. Every favor you do equals a deposit. Every favor you ask equals a withdrawal. To stay rich in people equity, celebrate their wins. Mention them in rooms they're not in. Connect them to opportunities. Ask how you can help, and mean it. And remember, small gestures compound. A text, a compliment, a referral, these build invisible trust over time. Study power dynamics. People don't just want help, they want hierarchy. They want to feel needed, be the one who consults them. Admired, make them the hero of the story. Elevated, introduce them to someone of higher status. Give them power. Let them save you. Then they'll keep you around, forever. That's the cheat code of social engineering. Power shared is power recycled. The strategic win-win wink. Here's how you create the illusion of equality while guiding the relationship in your favor. 1. Win for them. Frame your benefit as their benefit. Example, if you let me speak on your podcast, I'll drive new traffic to your audience. 2. Win for you. Structure the setup so you gain visibility, access, or proof of value. Now your name travels with theirs. 3. Wink to the future, leave them wanting more. Next time, I'll show you something even better. That's how you create a cycle of engagement. The people pyramid strategy. Your network should not be flat, it should be a pyramid. Top tier, mentors and gatekeepers. High level people who can open doors. Keep communication sparse but high impact. Show progress to earn their continued belief. Middle tier, peers and collaborators. Allies on your level. Cross promote. Co-create. Exchange value. Build emotional bonds, not just transactional ones. Bottom tier, fans, followers and subordinates. Pour into them. Make them feel seen and part of your mission. They become your amplifiers and evangelists. If you nurture each level properly, your influence becomes automatic and exponential. Protect the perception. You can be strategic, but never manipulative in appearance. Never gloat about using people, make people feel like tools. Act entitled to support. Instead, speak in terms of collaboration, not control. Always over-deliver. Give credit even when you pulled the strings. Perception is your shield. Protect it with tact. Mastermind your life. Final tip, build your own strategic alliance. Create or join a group of ambitious individuals who share knowledge freely. Promote each other. Hold one another accountable. Open closed doors. Your proximity will determine your velocity. Closing thought. You don't have to step on people to climb. But you can't be passive and hope people carry you either. The key is in the middle path. Be useful enough to be needed. Be memorable enough to be missed. Be strategic enough to rise with others, while still rising above. Life is a people game. Play it with precision, and your name will always echo in important rooms. Chapter 9. Psychological warfare in the real world. The greatest battles are never fought on battlefields. They are won in the minds of people long before a word is spoken or a move is made. Psychological warfare isn't limited to war zones or spy movies. It's the unspoken war of influence, manipulation, and mental dominance that plays out in offices, boardrooms, social circles, and even romantic relationships. The most successful people in the world are not always the smartest, richest, or strongest. They're the ones who know how to bend perception, shape narratives, and unsettle their opponents without ever raising their voice. This chapter is your introduction to real-world psychological warfare, not to destroy others, but to defend yourself, gain advantage, and win without direct confrontation. Control perception, control reality. The real world doesn't reward truth, it rewards perceived truth. In psychological warfare, perception is your most dangerous weapon. Whoever controls the narrative, controls the outcome. Practical tactics, always tell your story first. Whoever defines the situation, wins. Frame your actions as noble, even when strategic. Associate your name with power words, visionary, solution provider, innovator, underdog. Use selective silence to provoke curiosity or doubt in your opponent's mind. Appear strong when you're weak, and appear humble when you're strong. Perception is leverage. Plant ideas without ownership, the inception strategy. Influence is more powerful when people think your idea is their own. To do this, ask leading questions instead of giving commands. What if we approach the deal like this? Use repetition and suggestion. Say things subtly over time until it becomes normal. Validate their identity while slipping in your agenda. You've always been a visionary. I knew you'd see the opportunity here. This disarms resistance and makes people feel smart for doing what you wanted all along. Emotional unpredictability, the disruption technique. Predictable people are easy to manipulate. Unpredictable people are dangerous, because they create mental instability in others. Tactics, occasionally delay responses. Don't be instantly available. Be warm one day, distant the next, not out of malice, but to keep people alert. Disagree strategically, even when you agree, to establish independence. This subtle chaos makes others subconsciously seek your approval and overthink their moves. giving you psychological control. Master the power of silence. Silence is louder than words, if used correctly. In psychological warfare, silence makes others uncomfortable. It forces them to fill the void, usually with information, concessions, or nervous reveals. Use silence when negotiating. Wait after your offer. Let them break the silence first. Being accused, pause before responding. It shows composure. Correcting someone, say little, let them reflect and self-correct. Silence says, I am in control, use it. Master it. Use strategic ignorance as a weapon. Let others underestimate you. Appear confused, new, or unthreatening, until it's time to strike. This tactic lowers their guard, encourages them to reveal their full strategy, gives you the element of surprise. Examples: play dumb in meetings until your final idea crushes theirs. Ask innocent questions to expose their motives. Understate your abilities, then overdeliver dramatically. Let people walk into the trap they set for you, thinking it was theirs to win. Weaponize boundaries and access. Never be too available. Psychological warfare relies on scarcity and controlled access. Tactics: control your availability. Let me check my calendar. Sounds powerful. Limit who can reach you directly. Create tiers of access. People pay more attention when access is earned. This makes you appear more valuable, more in demand, more in control. Remember, those who are everywhere are rarely respected anywhere. Confuse with confidence. In any ambiguous situation, speak with unshakable confidence, even if unsure. Control your tone, pace, and posture. People often believe the confident liar over the insecure truth teller. Why it works: confidence hijacks logic. It projects leadership. It triggers trust even when undeserved. Perception of certainty often beats actual knowledge. Weaponize silence, distance, and delay in conflict. Psychological warfare doesn't mean aggression. It means control. In high-stress situations, don't respond immediately. Let tension grow. Use pauses, long glances, or subtle delays to create unease. Temporarily withdraw to make them question the relationship. The absence of reaction is often more powerful than confrontation. You win by making them anxious, not angry. Play the long game, layered influence. The best psychological warriors never aim to win in one move. They plant ideas today they can harvest months later. Create emotional debts they'll collect on next year. Build slow burning tension in rivals until they implode. If you want long-term influence, stop trying to win arguments. Start winning the room, the timeline, and the hearts of bystanders. Let others burn out. You stay cool and calculating. Know when to strike, and when not to. Psychological warfare is not about constant aggression. It's about strategic power deployment. You strike when you've mapped their weakness. You control the narrative. The emotional terrain favors you. You can win without retaliation. Sometimes, not fighting is the ultimate move. Don't waste energy on fools. Save your strikes for kings. Closing thought. In the real world, wars aren't fought with swords, they're fought with unreadable expressions. Strategic pauses. Calculated appearances. Invisible influence. Psychological warfare is not evil, unless used for evil. But when used with intelligence and restraint, it's the ultimate advantage in business, leadership, negotiation, and social hierarchy. Outthink them. Outlast them. Outposition them. This is the mind game that separates those who rise above from those who merely survive. Chapter 10. The Art of Invisible Progress. True power is often invisible. Real growth happens in silence, behind the scenes, while the world watches the noise. In a world obsessed with showing off every move, the likes, the updates, the constant hustle, it's easy to think that success only comes from loud, visible breakthroughs. But here's the truth few dare to admit: the most powerful progress is the progress no one sees. Invisible progress means moving forward when nobody's watching, building skill, knowledge, connections, and momentum quietly but relentlessly. It's the secret source of the most enduring success stories. The danger of public hustling. Constantly broadcasting your efforts can drain your energy, invite premature judgment, attract unnecessary competition, create pressure that stifles real creativity. When you rush to show every step, you risk losing focus on the actual work, becoming a victim of your own hype, burning out before your breakthrough. The art of invisible progress is learning to work in stealth mode, growing your value away from the spotlight. Build foundations without fanfare. Success is a pyramid, and the base is invisible. This includes mastering skills quietly, building habits no one sees, learning from failures in private, networking deeply but discreetly. Focus on these foundational steps: daily skill sharpening without posting about it, thoughtful planning without announcing goals, seeking feedback in a small trusted circles, not on public platforms. Your future self thanks you for progress made in silence. The power of micro wins. Progress isn't only about big milestones. It's also about accumulating micro wins, small achievements that add up over time. Examples: reading 10 pages a day, making one strategic connection weekly, completing one focused task every morning. Track these privately. Celebrate internally. Micro wins fuel confidence, even when nobody else notices. The invisible work of emotional mastery. Invisible progress is not just external, it's deeply emotional and psychological. It means overcoming self-doubt without announcing it, practicing patience in silence, resisting the urge to compare yourself publicly, managing your energy quietly. This inner growth is often invisible to others, but it's what sustains your outer success. Guard your energy like a treasure. Social media, constant validation, and external distractions drain your energy and scatter your focus. Invisible progress demands selective sharing, or no sharing. Protecting time for deep work. Saying no to non-essential requests. Creating mental space to recharge. Remember, energy spent on invisible work compounds far more than energy spent on empty approval. Create hidden systems for success. Systems and routines fuel invisible progress. Examples: morning rituals that prepare your mindset, nightly reviews that track progress, strategic learning plans not shared online, private journals for reflection and adjustment. These systems create momentum without the need for external validation. Use invisible progress to outsmart competitors. While competitors waste time posturing, you are quietly developing unique skills, building relationships behind closed doors, preparing to launch something disruptive. This unseen edge gives you the element of surprise. When you're ready, your breakthrough looks effortless because of all the unseen groundwork. The psychology of patience. Invisible progress requires radical patience. You're working for long-term gain, not short-term applause. Resist the urge to rush to share before your time. Seek instant feedback or validation. Compare your journey with others' highlight reels. Patience is a form of mental discipline, the secret weapon of champions. Trust the process, not the spotlight. The spotlight can be a mirage, it blinds you to your own real growth. Invisible progress teaches you to trust the daily grind, the repetition of good habits, the quiet confidence built over time. Focus on your own lane. The world will catch up, eventually. When to reveal your progress. Invisible progress doesn't mean never share. The strategy is, reveal progress only when it amplifies your goals. Share success stories when they add credibility or open doors. Avoid sharing struggles unless it builds meaningful connection. Be deliberate with exposure. Don't let external approval dictate your timeline. Closing thought. Invisible progress is the most powerful form of cheating in the game of life. By mastering the art of silent growth, you build unshakable confidence. Protect your energy. Stay steps ahead of noisy competitors. Develop resilience that public validation can't buy. Remember, the loudest moves often come from the quietest work. Your success story is being written in silence. Make sure you're the author, not just the loudest narrator. Chapter 11. Mental models for strategic living. The quality of your life depends on the quality of the models you use to understand the world. Charlie Munger. What are mental models and why do they matter? Mental models are the frameworks, concepts, and assumptions we use to interpret reality, make decisions, and solve problems. Imagine your mind as a toolbox. Each mental model is a tool designed to help you understand complex situations or make better choices. The more models you master, the better equipped you are to navigate uncertainty, identify opportunities, avoid costly mistakes, think critically and creatively. Strategic living depends on having a diverse arsenal of mental models that you apply deliberately, like a chess player using different strategies depending on the opponent. The map is not the territory. This foundational mental model teaches us that our perception of reality is not reality itself. We see the world through filters, our beliefs, biases, experiences. Mistaking our mental maps for the territory leads to errors. Strategic living requires humility. Always question your assumptions. Action step: regularly challenge your beliefs. Seek perspectives that contradict your own. Opportunity cost: the invisible price tag. Every choice has a hidden cost, what you give up by choosing one thing over another. Successful strategists always weigh opportunity costs. Ignoring what you miss by committing limits your potential. Example: saying yes to every social invitation may cost you the focus needed for your goals. Action step: before committing, ask, what am I giving up by doing this? Inversion thinking: solve problems backwards. Instead of asking, how do I succeed, ask, how can I fail? Identify all the ways things could go wrong. Then avoid or mitigate those risks. This shifts focus from naive optimism to realistic prevention. Action step: when planning, list potential failures and create contingency plans. Circle of competence: know your limits. Understanding what you know, and what you don't, is critical. Stay within your strengths. Outsource or learn where you're weak. Avoid overconfidence that leads to reckless decisions. Action step: write down areas where you have expertise and areas you need help. First principles thinking: break it down to build up. Instead of accepting conventional wisdom, break problems to their basic truths and rebuild from scratch. It allows you to find unique solutions others miss. Example: instead of buying an expensive product, understand what components create value. Action step: when stuck, ask, what do I absolutely know to be true here? Feedback loops: learn and adapt quickly. Feedback loops help you measure if your actions lead to desired results. Positive loops reinforce good behavior. Negative loops warn you to change course. Strategic living demands constant monitoring and adaptation. Action step: create feedback mechanisms for your goals, journals, metrics, mentors. Pareto principle: 80-20 rule. Focus on the vital few. Not all efforts yield equal results. 80% of your outcomes come from 20% of your inputs. Identify and prioritize the vital tasks that produce the most impact. Action step: analyze your daily activities. Drop or delegate low-impact tasks. Margin of safety: build resilience. Borrowed from investing, this model means leaving room for error. Don't operate at the edge of risk. Build buffers in finances, time, and effort to handle uncertainty. Action step: plan for worst-case scenarios and build slack into your plans. Occam's razor: simplify to amplify. When faced with competing explanations, the simplest is usually best. Complexity can cloud judgment and cause paralysis. Simplify your decisions and plans for clarity. Action step: trim unnecessary steps in your workflow or thinking. Reciprocity: give to get. Humans are wired to return favors. Build goodwill through genuine generosity. This creates powerful networks and support systems. Action step: look for ways to add value to others without immediate return. Applying mental models, from theory to strategic living. Knowing mental models is not enough. You must integrate models together. Real-life problems are complex and layered. Practice mental agility. Switch between models fluidly as situations demand. Develop a bias for action. Use models to make informed decisions quickly. Practical exercise: build your personal model bank. Start by learning 2 to 3 mental models. Apply them consciously in your daily life. Reflect weekly on what worked and what didn't. Gradually expand your repertoire. Remember, mental models are the mental cheat codes that allow you to think smarter, not harder. Closing thought. At its core, life strategy boils down to how you think about problems, opportunities, and risks. Mastering mental models gives you an edge in seeing what others miss, avoiding traps, leveraging strengths, innovating solutions. The best way to cheat yourself to success is to outthink the game itself. Chapter 12. From cheat to champion, playing to win, not to please. Don't play the game just to be liked. Play it to win, to grow, to dominate your field. Many people live their lives trying to please others, family, friends, bosses, even strangers on social media. This constant chase for external approval can feel like a never-ending game with no winners. The paradox? Pleasing everyone often means pleasing no one, least of all yourself. Make the shift from people-pleasing to purpose-driven. Playing to win means shifting your mindset from how can I make others happy to how can I win according to my own terms. It's not about being selfish. It's about aligning your actions with your core purpose and highest goals. It's about refusing to be derailed by the fear of rejection or criticism. Understand the cost of people-pleasing. People-pleasing drains your energy and focus, forces compromises that dilute your vision, creates dependencies on external validation, leads to burnout and resentment. Strategic champions recognize these costs and choose a different path. Reflect on a recent decision. Did you make it to please others or to advance your goals? Define what winning means to you. Winning is not one size fits all. For some, it's financial independence. For others, creative fulfillment or impact. For many, it's a blend of multiple dimensions. Without your own clear definition of winning, you'll keep playing by others' rules. Write your personal win criteria. What does success look like on your terms? Embrace the power of saying no. Playing to win means protecting your time, energy, and boundaries fiercely. No is a strategic tool, not a negative word. Saying no to distractions and people-pleasing requests creates space for meaningful progress. It signals respect for yourself and your goals. Build a champion's mindset, resilience over approval. Champions don't seek approval, they build resilience. They understand rejection, criticism, and failure are part of the journey. They learn to stand firm in their vision despite external noise. Their self-worth comes from effort and progress, not applause. Quote, "Success is not about how many people like you, but how many respect your journey. Use strategic confidence, not arrogance." Playing to win requires confidence rooted in preparation and skill. Confidence attracts opportunities and respect. Arrogance alienates and isolates. Strategic confidence means knowing your value and communicating it authentically. List 3 strengths that back your confidence. Remind yourself daily. Master the art of selective vulnerability. While you don't play to please, connection matters. Vulnerability builds trust and authenticity. But oversharing or seeking sympathy undermines your power. Be strategic about when, how, and with whom you open up. Choose trusted allies with whom to share struggles, and keep your core goals private from critics. Lead with purpose, not popularity. Champions lead, even when unpopular. They inspire by example, not by trying to please the crowd. They accept that not everyone will agree, and that's okay. Their leadership fuels progress and innovation. Take one bold step aligned with your purpose, regardless of popular opinion. Outsmart the approval trap with strategic detachment. Detachment means separating your self-worth from others' opinions. Practice mental distancing from negative feedback. Focus on constructive criticism only. Remember that people's judgments often reflect their own fears and limitations. When you feel the urge to seek approval, pause and ask, is this opinion helping me win? Cultivate a winning environment. Surround yourself with people who support your goals without trying to control you. Challenge you to grow, not conform. Celebrate your wins genuinely. Your environment influences whether you stay in please mode or shift to play to win. Audit your circle. Reduce time with energy vampires and increase time with champions. Play to win in all arenas of life. Winning isn't just about business or career, relationships. Build connections based on respect, not approval. Health. Prioritize your well-being over others' expectations. Personal growth. Pursue learning and mastery regardless of social pressure. Strategic living means integrating winning principles into every area. Final though. Cheating yourself to success was about using shortcuts and strategic self-deception to gain advantage. Now, playing to win is about owning your path fully, setting your rules, and competing fiercely against your own limits, not the world's opinions. Don't live to please. Live to prevail. Be the champion of your own life.